Justin Rose, contender of the Masters this last weekend, want to take a look at his swing and figure out what he's doing that is working. Welcome, you guys. My name's Ryanscottgolfit. I've been doing swing checks for a couple of years now. We're going to get into a swing check right now for Justin Rose if you want to follow along. So starting off, we've got the primary swing plane line situated there. We could draw a secondary swing plane line if you like. That typically goes right over the top of that trail shoulder. All right. As he takes the club away, you're going to see that the golf club goes right up that primary swing plane line, and you can see that the club face is intersecting with the hand position there, right through the hands. If I were to draw a circle around the hands, that's where that club goes through. As he gets up to the top of the golf swing, you're going to notice that his left shoulder is pointing down towards the golf ball. The right shoulder is working its way up. This is allowing him to maintain his shoulder tilt and his spine angle through the range of motion. All right, he's loading pressure into this right side to create torque and pressure for him to push off of like a pitcher's mound. As he gets up to the top of the golf swing, you're going to see that that left arm is in line with that secondary swing plane line. You can see that the right elbow is just slightly disconnected from the body, but he's going to jam that right elbow right back into his right side here in just a second. And so it's okay if the elbow disconnects for a brief moment, but we want to bring, once you hit the transition, you want to bring that elbow right back to the body from there. Okay, so as he goes from the backswing to the downswing, this is the transition, or what I call the transmission. Okay, so taking the club away, getting it up to the top, now he's going to go ahead and hit the clutch. He's going to put the club into gear, and then he's going to let that clutch go, for those of you that know how to drive a manual car, and he's going to let that clutch go starting from about right here. Okay, so he gets it up, puts the clutch in, shifts the gear, starts to let off that gas, or starts to press on that gas, and then once he gets into here, then it's boom, then it's go time. Okay, as he gets the club coming down into that transition, you're going to notice that the shaft of the golf club is between the primary and secondary swing plane lines. Typically what you'll find is golf pros on the PGA Tour tend to make that club right in the middle and parallel. Now, why would it be a little bit more steep here? Well, he might be purposely trying to hit a cut here. So if he's trying to hit a cut, that shaft angle is going to be a little bit steeper. If he's trying to hit a draw, that shaft angle might be a little bit either more parallel or even slightly flat. And that's going to allow the attack angle of how the shaft is delivered to the golf ball change, right? And so he's going to hit the golf ball from the inside here. Even though he was a little bit steep on that downswing, he does a really good job of shallowing it out. It's steep here, and then it's shallow right there. You can see it's slightly more than parallel. So he shallows it out right at the last second, and then boom, now his hips start to open up. The right shoulder. So here's a key thing for you guys that, you know, not a lot of people realize. Everybody knows that these golf pros turn. Not a lot of people realize how much they tilt. Now, Justin Rose isn't a huge tilter, but even so, he probably tilts more than 90% of the amateurs out there. You're going to notice this right shoulder is going down, down, down into that hitting zone, right? So that right shoulder is going down towards the golf ball. Now, why would he do that? Because the right shoulder going down allows the left shoulder to stay up, and that helps him maintain his spine angle through the range of motion again. Okay, you'll also notice that as he's swinging away from the inside out, you're going to notice that the shaft of the golf club is pointing right at his belly button. That is a serious amount of connection. He's staying connected to the club through the rotation and through the movement. Okay, so that club is pointed at his core, so he's still connected to it in movement, right? And so as he starts to release, you're going to notice that the shaft of the golf club is intersecting with that left shoulder. As you might remember, when we reviewed Knapp and we reviewed Minwoo Lee, their exit points were down in this area. They are a much more of a leftward swinger, whereas Justin Rose tends to be a little bit more of a rightward swinger. So he's swinging probably about 4 degrees inside out, if I had to guess. Whereas Minwoo Lee and Jake Knapp were probably 8 degrees left, if I had to guess. Somewhere between 4 and 8 degrees left, okay? And that's why their exit path was so much lower, and that's why Justin Rose's exit path is so much higher. As he gets into the finishing position here, you're going to notice he's posting on that straight left leg as his hips have fully rotated around, giving him a nice solid finishing position. Now, if we take a look at his wood swing, does it stay about the same? You're absolutely right, it does. So he has almost the same intersection, so a little bit more inside on the club there. Okay, just a tad bit more shallow because it's a longer club. So he's going to bring it a little bit more inside there. Getting it up to the top looks almost exactly the same. The shoulders are not quite as steep, again, because it's a longer club. So because it's a longer club, he has to maintain a higher and taller posture. So his shoulders are not going to be tilting quite as much with the woods as they would with the irons, but they will still be tilting. You notice as he gets into this hitting zone, that right shoulder is still pretty far down there for hitting wood, right? And you're like, wait a second, I thought you were supposed to sweep the woods and not hit down on them. That's absolutely right. He is still sweeping the wood here. The difference is by driving that right shoulder down, he is really firing his hips out of the way so that he can sweep it. If he wasn't firing his hips, then yes, he would dig that wood right into the dirt. But because he's firing his hips and clearing his hips out of the way, he's still going to be able to sweep that wood with that rightward shoulder tilt. Again, staying connected to the club, getting that club pointing at the core on his follow through, releasing that club away from his spine rather than across his spine. That is a huge key point, especially for my golfers that are watching this that have back pain. All right. Most golf back pain starts from swinging left across your spine at 100 miles an hour. You can see Justin Rose is swinging away from the spine. So I hope that helps. As always, aim small, swing smooth. Peace.